Okay, we already looked at this example once, so we know we have a square. I just want to show you a different way that you could do this. Instead of going around and checking every side to make sure it's the same, you know that you have a rhombus if your diagonals are at a 90-degree angle to each other. And you know that you have a rectangle if the diagonals are the same length. So we can use just the diagonals to check to see what we have here. So from B to D, and let's just do this with the numbers. Diagonal B to D, let's see, B is -1, 3, and D is 2, -2. All right, let's check the slope and the distance of this line. The slope here, remember, is rise over run. So it'll be the difference of the y-coordinates. So 3 minus -2. And the distance, or over the distance of the x-coordinates, which would be -1 minus 2. Simplified, 3 minus -2 is 5. -1 minus 2 is -3. Now the reason why I calculated the slope first is because it actually makes it easy to figure out the distance. I can use the numbers I just found, that 5 and that 3, under the radical sign. 5 squared plus -3 squared. Now I don't need the negative though, because when I square it, it's going to get rid of the negative anyway. So using these two numbers, the 5 and the 3, I can calculate the distance very quickly without having to count anything out. 5 squared is 25. 3 squared is 9. That's the square root of 34. Now, I can check to see if CA has the same properties, or the same distance, but for slope, I'm going to be looking for opposite reciprocals. So C is 3, 2, and A is -2, -1. Again, the slope here would be rise over run. So the difference of the y's, 2 minus -1, and the difference of the x's on the bottom, 3 minus -2. 2 minus -1 is +3. 3 minus -2 is +5. 3/5. Now I know the distance is going to equal the square root of 3 squared plus 5 squared. And we already figured that out. Those are the exact same two numbers that were used to calculate the distance for BD. So I know that's going to be the same, the square root of 34. Now take a close look at the two slopes. 3/5 and -5/3. They are opposite reciprocals. When you have opposite reciprocals, you have a 90-degree angle. Or perpendicular. And because my diagonals are the same length, I know that I have 4 90-degree angles. And because I have 90-degree or perpendicular diagonals, I know I have a rhombus. I have a rhombus and a rectangle. That means this is a square.